Welcome back. This is version 2. Beer is now in Dave's hand. This is the tropical. So without further ado, gentlemen, I believe you've all got a tropical in your hand. I've got a tropical in my hand. Please do get it out into the glass. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't watch version 1, that was us talking about the creation of the tropical, what Smiley Dave does or doesn't, and a few stories around that. So please do go back and watch version 1. Right now, we're going to talk about the beer, a little bit about further stories of evenings we've had on it, and well, I suppose most importantly, what Dave thinks of the new and improved tropical this year.
Well, I do want to quickly say that I do not have a glass. That was never mentioned. I was told to get a beer. I was told to get one of the beers, and I got one of the beers. I did not get one of the glasses.
That's all right. I personally think this is a type of beer that I'd scull from a can anyway. So
okay,
just take it.
Oh,
from
well, I'm posh. Well, there you go.
I'm one of us.
And as per the first video, for those of you that missed it, I've gone for suitably tiny glassware.
I've gone for a vintage aluminium look that's very of the time.
I like how big that glass looks when it starts there. Right, Dave. Big sip or a little tete-a-tete. First impressions.
Well, it's going to have to be a small one because I'm on a diet at the moment, and it's a special diet. Like, yeah.
And delicious you're looking for it, sir.
This is the beer only diet.
I wish. Oh my god.
No, hang on. Sorry, that's Ian's diet, isn't it?
I like it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is better than 95% of all YouTube beer reviews.
No, it's really good. I because I like you put like orange, pineapple. You can strawberry, mango, tangerine. Is that a new one?
Tangerine's always been in.
Yeah. Yeah, the big 5.
The big 5. Yeah, no, it's really nice. I really like it. It's definitely fruity and chilled. It's really nice, and it's very refreshing. Can
you remember any comparisons from well, it wasn't last year's batch, a couple of years ago now, so
I mean, I still have one from like 2 years ago.
Fresh as daisy.
Oh no, it probably tastes like death. Oh yeah, it's in the fridge. I could probably get it. I should have done it side by side. Yeah. But how do I? Yeah, I honestly can't remember the last time. It's been so long, 2 years since the last time. I think the last time I had it was festival fresh out, so it was like day temperatures, summer, just nicely.
Does it live up to the Smiley's tropical drink?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's still gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't forget your face on the can as well. I see that's we went for photorealist.
Absolutely.
Can you actually do that face? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was done by a Tenerife street urchin, and he just did that perfectly.
I just thought it was a photograph.
Oh yeah, no, it's easily we have the same roundness of head, so yeah, that's a lot of people get that confused. But yeah, no, I really like it. I remember like everyone going crazy about it last time. I remember going up to 2 different beer tap takeovers, one in London, which is both in London actually. One north, one central, close to Shoreditch, which is where I was working, which was very handy. But no, I'm excited about what people's reactions are going to be to it. I know it's up against some hot competition from John Peel, but I still love it. It's still very much true to the original taste. And yeah.
I should say, mentioning that, we'll obviously try and take it to a few tap takeovers. They're a bit more questionable this year while things open up and while people start to look to do events.
I thought you meant just questionable places.
Oh, no. Well, yeah.
Okay.
But it will, for those of you local to Newbury, I know that 2 kegs are going to the Spare Wheel this weekend. So, you know, if you want to drink Smiley Dave's beer in Smiley Dave's hometown, home of the Smile, let's call it, then that will be available at least for a day this weekend.
Yeah. The last time it was, I know there's a bar called the Catherine Wheel, who usually gets like a barrel and it goes within a day as soon as people find out that it's there. So that's pretty cool.
Jay, what's your thoughts? I mean, obviously this is now the third or fourth time you brewed it, but this is the newest recipe. What's your thoughts on now it's finished?
Oh well, it gets stupider every time, doesn't it? it never gets any more sensible. Yeah, I'm really happy with how the flavors come out this time. Now that we've used a bit more of a balance of fruit puree with dried fruit as well, I feel like we're getting a bit more of a natural fruit flavor. So it's almost like it's filled up with fruit juice as well. And that's kind of had an improvement on the body. It's a little bit thicker than it used to be. We have access to flaked wheat now, which we didn't have a couple of years ago. So that's gone into, overall, it's quite nicely balanced. It's a little bit like alcoholic umbongo. It's definitely one of those beers that if you're a stalwart of your kind of pale ales and bitters, this is absolutely the sort of thing that you would accuse of being not beer.
Yeah.
I'm also stupider and thicker by the year, so that's something as well. That's
all.
I gonna say it has moved from a tropical from the lilt, because I used to call it a naughty lilt, but I don't think that can be used anymore. I think you're right; it does go down a bongo sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say,
is it acidic? Is it the acidicness that has been joined? Is that just the fruit?
And are you the lion that picked the mandarin or the monkey that picked the passion fruit?
I'm not. I'm the one with the rhino that says I'm bongo.
Yeah.
I have to say,
it's nice now though, because actually we do have a bit of blurb on the cans that we didn't used to have. So actually, your name, Dave, appears on the can, and you're listed as our friend.
I know, well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was news to me when I saw it. I didn't realize I had to sign up to that as well. I mean, is this a Christmas card thing? Do we just forget each other? Do I have to?
I think as long as Facebook will remind us when our birthdays are, and that's as good as it needs to be. Yeah,
that's fine.
Very convoluted way of doing a Christmas card, actually creating a beer and putting your name on the can.
I don't do things by halves, JD. Come on.
I have to say, I meant to only have a little dabble in one of these this afternoon, and I've had 2 cans pre-leaving work, and I've now got another one on the go. So I think for me it's hit all the notes that it wanted to a couple of years back, and plus some. So I'm very happy. Talking about those tap takeovers in London, I mean, I've certainly got some tropical tales, but rather than going through all of them, I think my favorite would be myself and Mike went and did a beer festival in Birmingham called Lock and Key Festival. Quite a quiet festival, but it was the first year of running it. It turned out to be a bit of a brewer's loving. There wasn't that many outsiders, just a lot of brewers just walking around each other's tents.
Is that what it's called? A brewer's loving?
That's what I'm going with.
Wow.
And all that happened was every morning and most afternoons, it just ended up with queues of brewers coming to our bar going, any tropical? Just something to get me through the afternoon? That'd be lovely.
It's not very heavy. It's not very heavy. Like, well, the previous ones. Yeah, I just remember one of the most horrific stories I have of this was when they all. I got a case from you, I think, the week before, and I was just getting ready to go to the festival, and they were in the back of my car, in the boot of my car, on one of the hottest days in the year. And I was driving with my girl at the time, and there's this explosion that came from someone. I was like, oh my God. It sounded like, I was just like, is it the car? Is it the back wheel? And then, no, it was. And then like several more explosions happened until I pulled over thinking maybe it's something in the boot. And there were, I think, 7 perfectly, like the top had blown off these, off my tropicals. And I was gutted. I think it was the last one that you guys are going to make.
I think we've learned a lot of lessons since then. I mean, obviously,
cans and hot cars.
Yeah, obviously, hot cans will be a thing, will be an issue. But going forward, we no longer support exploding cans. Down with exploding cans. Make cans stable again.
But the car smelled great for literally the next 6 weeks. It was just like, Oh, that's good. Club Tropicana, just a little slice.
Jay, any tropical stories before we sort of start to wind up? As I believe this is just a quickie this
Yeah,
evening.
I just got quite a fond memory of serving behind the bar at one of the sort of beer festivals where we brought our mobile bar to it and had like 8 lines on it. It's something that I call like it's almost like a minesweeper, where you see one person get a drink, and in this case it was a bright orange opaque drink, and then in the festival you scan the kind of horizon, you see everyone else with kind of pale ales and porters and what have you, and then suddenly you blink and then there's 2 people with bright orange opaque drinks, and you blink again and then there's 4, and you're like, oh, this is interesting, and suddenly you just see it kind of spread throughout the thing and it looks like everybody's just drinking this one thing. Then you look behind at the keg and you go, oh, it's empty. that was quick. But yeah, as Dave said, it's one of those things where, you know, if you find out it's on somewhere, people catch wind of it, and then I don't know what it is, but people just drink the lot.
So what we're saying is that the Tropical is very much like one of Dave's videos, in that one person watches it and before you know it, 19,000 people have shared it.
Oh my God! So tell me, it's more
and
than one can.
And then his keg has run out.
There was amazing time at the beer festival, Newbury Beer Festival one year. You guys had it. They bought a keg off you, and they put it in the VIP area, and that really annoyed me. I was on stage hosting this whole thing, and I knew that there was a barrel somewhere, but I couldn't find it on the list or anything like that. And then I found out it was in the VIP thing, so I spent an hour at about 5 o'clock trying to like sort of rescue and give it to the people. So I'm sneaking into this VIP area and I'm just like getting these half cups and going, there for you. I'm yeah, it was quite beautiful.
That's a terrible thing, isn't it, to have your beer stowed away in the VIP?
Stowed away for the rich. No, it is for the people.
So speaking of beer for the people, should mention for those of you that are tuned into this, I'm sure Dave will mention it on his Facebook, YouTube, you know, all of the above. But there is a discount code. We're going to run it for a week. We'll see how this goes. So I think I've got it on until the 9th of May. Type in at the discount code area of our website, Smiley Dave UK, all capitals, for 5% off your entire order.
Mm-hmm. It's worth mentioning that the Tropical is one of our options for our 18 can mixed case as well, and as a 4-pack, and as a single can. If you so desire to buy 1 can and have it posted to you, you can.
Yeah, and if you specially request, Dave will come up to the brewery and sign that can for you.
I will not. I make nothing except for ego out of this deal.
Right, I think. Do we need anything to round this off, gentlemen? Dave, I'd like to thank you again for putting your face, your name, your aura to the beer.
You did not. That was not in the contract. My aura is for me and for me only. But yes. No, thank you guys. That was it's very sweet, and it's still funny, and it's still awesome. And it's great that it does taste good because my face is on it. So that's.
Jay, any sort of closing remarks?
No. I just looking forward to it getting into the hands of people who want it. So it's live on the shop now. So come get it.
Well done, guys.
Do log in. Do come and see. There'll be a blog over the next few days, I'm sure. Along with the rest of the things about wild weather and some, I'm sure we'll link to Dave as well, but I'm sure he will have more links to other things than we will to him. Anyway, cheers very much. Here's from Wild Weather.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.